Hello, everyone. Welcome to the News Browse News broadcast. According to NPR, Pakistan is currently engaged in a significant diplomatic initiative, attempting to broker a peace agreement between the United States and Iran. This high-profile role on the international stage has drawn considerable attention from the Pakistani populace. Citizens across the nation are keenly observing the developments, with a particular focus on the potential domestic benefits of their country's diplomatic endeavors. There is a prevalent expectation among many Pakistanis that such a diplomatic boost should ideally translate into tangible improvements within Pakistan itself, whether economic, social, or political. The outcome of these peace-brokering efforts, therefore, is being watched not only for its regional and global implications, but also for its direct impact on the lives of ordinary Pakistanis. Al Jazeera reports that the United States has levied a new round of sanctions against 14 individuals and entities accused of aiding Iran's arms industry. The Treasury Department announced these penalties on Tuesday, which come just before potential talks between U.S. and Iranian officials scheduled for Wednesday in Pakistan. These sanctions underscore the Trump administration's strategy of increasing financial pressure on Iran to secure major concessions and end the ongoing conflict. The measures freeze the target's assets in the U.S. and prohibit business dealings with them. The sanctions are imposed amidst high tensions, with Iran questioning the fate of the Pakistan talks due to the U.S. naval blockade on its ports, which Iran's foreign minister described as an act of war. Meanwhile, President Trump announced an extension of the existing ceasefire, despite previously stating opposition to it, contingent on Iran presenting a unified proposal. CBS News reports that President Trump has announced an indefinite extension of the ceasefire with Iran, stating that it will remain in effect until discussions are concluded. The decision comes at Pakistan's request, with Trump blaming Iran's seriously fractured government for delays in submitting a unified proposal. This move marks a shift from his previous stance, where he had indicated no inclination to extend the ceasefire and threatened to resume bombing campaigns against Iran. Despite the extension, the president has directed the U.S. military to maintain its blockade of Iranian ports and remain ready and able. Iran has not yet publicly reacted to the extension. The initial 2-week ceasefire was intended to pause hostilities for negotiations, but senior-level talks stalled after an initial meeting in Islamabad. Both sides have accused each other of violating the ceasefire terms. The U.S. campaign in Iran is now 7 weeks long, surpassing initial estimates. Al Jazeera reports that 2 individuals, reportedly Central Intelligence Agency (CIA) agents, were killed in a car crash in the Mexican state of Chihuahua, raising significant questions about their operational presence in the country. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum addressed the incident, announcing a full investigation by the Attorney General's office to determine if Mexican sovereignty laws were violated. Sheinbaum emphasized that foreign agents require federal authorization to operate in Mexico, especially with state-level officials, and noted conflicting reports on the agents' activities. While welcoming collaborative efforts against crime, President Sheinbaum firmly rejected any unilateral U.S. ground operations in Mexico, calling it a red line. U.S. Ambassador Ronald Johnson extended condolences, describing the deceased as embassy personnel and reaffirming a shared commitment to security. This incident occurs amid heightened tensions between the U.S. and Mexico, following U.S. President Donald Trump's repeated threats of military action against Mexican cartels and his previous actions in Venezuela, which legal experts deemed a violation of international law. Al Jazeera reports that Russian police have raided Exmo, the country's leading publishing house, on suspicion of disseminating homosexual propaganda. Police reportedly seized thousands of books and took Yevgeny Kapiev, Exmo's chief executive, in for questioning. The firm's finance director, head of distribution, and deputy commercial director were also interrogated. This raid appears to be part of Moscow's pivot towards hardline social conservatism, accompanied by repressive laws and a clampdown on political life. An investigation into Exmo was initiated last year when authorities claimed to have detected LGBT propaganda in books published by its Popcorn Books subsidiary, leading to arrests of staff members. Books approving same-sex relations have been banned in Russia for over a decade, with recent laws requiring publishers to remove and destroy editions depicting such relationships. The persecution of LGBTQ individuals and communities has intensified as the Kremlin promotes traditional values, a drive that has accelerated since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. In 2023, Russia's Supreme Court ruled that LGBTQ activists should be designated as extremists and banned activities of the international LGBTQ movement. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.